Real quick one for you today, guys. The ending to yesterday's vlog was not an exaggeration. I went out. I think I was unconscious by like 9 p.m., which is absolutely unheard of for me. So that meant I finished yesterday's vlog editing today, and between that and recovering and helping with the kids and wife who's also sick, just not much happened today. But I did want to take a moment to talk about something that I mentioned yesterday when I was discussing how a company like that, with that kind of monopoly over the market, would not exist in a free society, is what I said, free society. So I just wanted to take a real quick blast at defining what I mean when I say free society, because you're probably going to hear me say this a lot. It's a concept, it's an idea, it's a goal that I talk about often. A free society means the people in that society are free. Freedom is a state in which you have the capacity or the agency to act however you want to act. Of course, with the obvious restriction that your freedom can't encroach upon others' freedom. When I say free society, I mean a society where coercion and the use of force is either universally shunned or does not exist. Now, I think the average person alive right now would probably say, well, we already live in a society where coercion and violence is disallowed, don't we? And I would say that to some degree, yes, that's true. We are in a far better, freer position today than we have been in the past millennia. But we are far from living in a world where we are free of coercion. So now I need to give you examples, right? And this list could almost just go on all night. So I'll give you a few examples, and then maybe homework, you can try and think of others. You meet a friend who's selling a car, and you want to buy his car. Well, what happens as part of that process? In a free society, you would walk up, you would agree on a price, you'd hand him the money, he'd hand you the keys to the car, maybe some signed contract just stating that he, of free will sold you the car. What actually happens, though, is that the exchange of money and maybe signing that bill of sale is really only the first step. The second step is that he has to then take that paper down to the county tax office, who then looks at how much he agreed to pay you for that car and imposes a tax on him. What's a tax? A tax is where the government determines that you have to pay it money. And if you don't, first there's angry letters, then there's court dates, then there's jail time, and depending on how far you take it, depending on how much you resist that theft, it can even result in the end of your life. So that's just one example of coercion in all of our lives that is completely hidden from most people. I would argue that there are very few facets of your life that are actually free from some form of coercion. Everything from your job and career to even your relationships with other people, your love life, has some form of coercion inflicted upon it. This is far too much to talk about in a single video. So I just wanted to kind of broach the topic because I mentioned free society in the past video. Maybe get your wheels turning. Maybe you can come up with some questions or some examples that you've thought of and post them in the comments. I'd love to read them. Well, I think I definitely bottomed out this morning in terms of like being sick. I think I'm starting to turn it around and get on the mend. So hopefully soon we're going to be free of this thing and back to full speed ahead.